Jacob Kiplimo. He finished third at the 2026 London Marathon, third place, and it was still 7 seconds faster than any human had ever legally run a marathon. Then he smiled and said something that stopped the entire sport dead. Sabastian Sawe was not supposed to be this good this fast. 3 years ago, he had never finished a marathon. His debut came in December 2024 at the Valencia Marathon that was already elite, that already turned heads. But nobody predicted what was coming next. Sawe was born in 1995 in a small village in Kenya's Rift Valley province. His father worked as a maize farmer. He grew up in a house with no electricity, raised largely by his grandmother. Those are not the conditions the world normally associates with the fastest marathoner in human history. Sawe never let the conditions decide what was possible. He ran middle distances first. He only ran 5,000 meters for the very first time in 2019, and only because he showed up late to a meet and that was the only race left. The road suited him immediately. In 2022, he set a Kenyan national record in the 1-hour run at the Memorial Van Dam, narrowly missing the world record that day. In April 2025, he won the London Marathon for the first time in 2:02:27. Then in September 2025, he won the Berlin Marathon in 2:02:16. The improvement was steady, race by race, and the direction was clear. Less than a year after his first London win, he came back to that same course and rewrote every record that existed. There is one more thing about Sawe that matters before getting to the race itself. When his Kenyan compatriot Ruth Chepngetich was handed a doping ban in 2025, Sawe went the other direction. He and his sponsor Adidas paid the Athletics Integrity Unit $50,000 to increase his own testing in the lead-up to 2026. He wanted no shadow over what he was about to build. He wanted the result to be clean, documented, and undeniable. That is the man who stepped to the line in London on April 26, 2026. Hungry, tested, ready for history. The morning of April 26th, the temperature in London sat at 11 degrees Celsius at the start of the elite races. Cool air, flat roads, and one of the deepest men's marathon fields ever assembled. The conditions were nearly perfect for something no human had ever done in a legal, record-eligible race. The lead group moved through the first 5 kilometers in 14 minutes and 14 seconds. Every kilometer demanded a standard that no marathon had ever sustained for the full distance. The previous official world record had belonged to the late Kelvin Kiptum, 2:00:35, set in Chicago in 2023. Sawe removed 65 seconds from it in a single race. Kajelcha followed in 1:59:41, the second fastest time in history and the fastest marathon debut ever recorded. Not one man broke 2 hours. 2 men did, in the same race, on the same day. Jacob Kiplimo finished third in 2 hours, 0 minutes, and 28 seconds. On any other day in the history of marathon running, that is the headline. On this particular Sunday, it was the third story. Jacob Kiplimo was born on November 14, 2000, in Queen District. He grew up watching his older brothers train. He ran 5 kilometers to school and 5 kilometers back every single day, no matter the weather. He did not start with a coach, a track, or a structured program. He started with altitude, hunger, and legs that refused to stop. At 15, he became the youngest Olympian Uganda had ever sent to an Olympic Games when he competed at Rio 2016. By 20, he had a bronze medal from the Tokyo Olympics in the 10,000 meters. He is a 4-time world cross-country champion, winning the junior title in 2017 and the senior title in 2023, 2024, and again in 2026 in Tallahassee. He holds the world half-marathon record at 57:20. The Lisbon record is not even the fastest he has run at that distance. In Barcelona in February 2025, Kiplimo ran 56:42, breaking the world record by 48 seconds. World Athletics did not ratify it because the lead pace car drove too close to the field. The time was real. The clock was real. It just cannot be listed officially. Using standard marathon conversion calculators, 56:42 for a half marathon projects to approximately 1:58:55 for the full marathon distance. Kiplimo has already produced a time that would represent a running achievement the world has never seen in a sanctioned race. He finished second at the 2025 London Marathon behind Sawe in his marathon debut. It was only his first marathon. He came back in 2026 and finished with a time that would have set the world record in every single year before this one. He is ranked second in the world in the marathon and first in men's road running. He is 25 years old. The picture is becoming very clear. After the race, Kiplimo sat down with reporters still laughing. The man who had just run the third fastest marathon in human history in a race where two others finished ahead of him found the whole thing genuinely funny. Kiplimo smiled and shook his head. He had passed 40 kilometers in 1:54 and already known what was happening at the front. He had watched Sawe and Kejelcha pull clear. He understood exactly what the sport had become and was not rattled by any of it. Then came the prediction. "I think maybe now it's possible to run under 1:58, he told reporters. "If people are now running 1:59, I think the next goal, if you want to break that record, you need to run 1:58. We never know in the future, but yes, for me it's just a matter of time." 1 minute and 30 seconds off the brand new world record. In a sport where barriers tend to fall by seconds, Kiplimo calmly drew a line at a place nobody has come close to approaching. He was not being reckless. He was doing math. His unratified Barcelona time already projects to 1:58.55. The gap between that projection and 1:58 flat is smaller than the gap between him and Sawe in London. And when asked directly about Sawe, the man who just became the first person in history to legally break 2 hours, Kiplimo was brief, clear, and completely calm. "Always, I have said that I don't fear anyone. When we meet to race, you never know, but I love competing with the strong guys." That is the bombshell. No screaming, just a man who saying quietly that the record is not safe and that its holder does not scare him. His method is patient, deliberate, long view. He is 25 years old. Sabastian Sawe ran his first marathon at 29. Kiplimo has already won cross-country titles, set a half-marathon world record, won Chicago, and finished on the London podium twice, all before reaching the age his rival debuted. The goal is public. Kiplimo wants Olympic gold, more major titles, and holds a belief, stated plainly and without drama, that 1:58 is simply the next record. Nobody believed 2 hours was possible until it happened in London. Kiplimo watched it happen from 21 seconds back. He did not look panicked. He looked like a man who understood the trajectory and exactly where he fits into it. He finished third. He beat the old world record by 7 seconds. He called 1:58 inevitable, and he said he has no fear of the man who just made history. That is not a threat. That is just Jacob Kiplimo telling the truth about what comes next.